It's not really dangerous, it just requires the utmost of your training to kick in. That's what a captain pilot of a major US airline says about crosswind landing. In this video, you're about to see some of the most dramatic and dangerous crosswind landings in aviation history and so much more. Let's see how these pilots handle their aircraft. The first flight's always the hardest. This Chinese student pilot just flew the Cessna plane for the very first time after graduation, and things didn't go really well. He did hit two signs in a wide open field before crashing. Don't worry, your rich daddy will get you another airplane. Crosswind landings can be one of the most stressful things, even for experienced pilots. Let's see how this pilot handles the landing of the Antonov 225. Well done, pilot. But it's not always that simple. We're here in Japan. This pilot just didn't want to go around. Let's see. No matter how hard he tried, he still had to abort the landing. He'd returned to try to land again. Everything seemed easier this time. This flooded runway in Afghanistan really couldn't stop the C-5 Galaxy from taking off. What a beast! Just a typically beautiful day in St. Barth, France. You're taking a walk and... boom! An airplane just flies by right beside you. The Ukrainian Air Force pilots know how to have some fun during their training. Flying an Ilyushin 76 that low is really no joke. This guy lost his engine right on the runway at the beginning of a Formula One air race. He signaled the crew to get him out. However, the communication didn't come through, and this is what happened. That impact was violent, wow. I never thought I'd see an airplane accident like this in my lifetime. Luckily, everyone was safe. Landing in fog is a very challenging experience, especially when you have zero visibility. Wow, if this is not what faith looks like, I don't know what is.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
The pilot placed his full trust in the machine right there. This plane was landing on a super short runway. The captain was the famous Russian test pilot, Ruben Yasin. People said Dutch pilots are probably the best ones in the world. Let's see how they prove their talent in this storm.
Whoa.
Brilliant! View from the cockpit, this plane was landing at Courchevel Airport. Ask any pilot in the world about the most challenging airports, and they will probably tell you about Courchevel. There is no go-around when landing at Courchevel once the chance is all you got. Can you hear that awful squeal of the wheel? He just made a French kiss to snow on a beautiful touchdown day. Wow, that's a really deep kiss. Ha, no worries, everyone on the plane made it out safely. If you have a chance to visit Maho Beach and St. Martin, remember to keep your head down, cause this is what's gonna happen. Everyone was excited to see the plane take off, and if you're not careful, you might get a free flight into the ocean. This student pilot on the right was getting a lesson from his coach, Anthony Yen, and everything seemed to be going great. Suddenly, a big shake made them realize that they'd lost one engine. They knew that they needed to land immediately, and they were lucky. There was a cornfield right in front of them. It only took him 49 seconds from engine failure to a safe landing on the ground. That's crazy quick thinking, experience, and composure to pull that off. Excellent piloting. This Convair 340 suffered an engine failure just moments after takeoff during a flight trial in Pretoria. The brutal weather at Hamburg Airport couldn't stop the Boeing 747 from taking off. The Silkway aircraft indeed left an interesting silkway of water right after takeoff. I think this pilot wanted to use both of the runways, but that first one was way too short. Good job anyway. Runways are always designed to extend themselves in front of a moving airplane, but this AeroCirque has almost run off the runway and can hardly take off. Did you see that super low pass? It almost hit those people on the ground. These Colombian guys are super brave to even stand there. AeroCirque is an infamous cargo airline that has been involved in several accidents and incidents due to the overweight carriage and reckless behavior of its pilots. Look at this crazy wind. I'd have a heart attack if I were the captain of that flight. That turbulence was insane. Looks like they were gonna land too deep due to excess speed. It's definitely rare to get to see an Airbus A380 go around. Bad trip. This A380 aborted landing at the last minute. The pilot must have realized he forgot to turn off the stove at home. Moral to the story is new sod right next to the runway is a bad idea. Good luck to the ground team who have to redo all the work. Ever wonder what it's going to look like to be in the cockpit when your plane's about to crash? Here you go. Even though it's not the best landing, but luckily, everyone was safe.